we've been hearing this talk so much about this development, that development. Has anyone considered what should be the ratio of land, total land of India in proportion to what should be for forest and what should be for agriculture and what should be urbanized? Now there's a talk that we're going to have 100 more urban cities. There's a talk that we should have 30% of the population in manufacturing, 30% in services and 30% in agriculture. But does that mean that the land for agriculture and forest will become included to just 33% of the Indian land mass? That would be very, very unsustainable in the long run and would take a decade after that to become 3%. So this has been one of our major concerns and I've never known where to talk about it. I think we have to look at these mega pictures. Since you said about Sundarbans, I said I raised this question. Can NGOs think in terms of themselves occupying the degraded lands and regenerating them as forest or as agriculture, so that the questions we ask about sustainable development can we actually contribute to making it solve the oxygen problem also?
Thank you. Please keep the questions short. I think Ajay, can we, so the time originally was 1:30 for lunch, I think it's like 1:27, but we are running behind time, so can we take 10 minutes more? Yeah. Okay. So there was a question here, and then you.
मूलतः हिंदुस्तान में परिवार एक यूनिट है और इस यूनिट का डिसइंटीग्रेट होना कहीं न कहीं असंतुलन का वजह हो सकता है। मैं जो 2-3 सवालात आपके सामने खड़ा करना चाहता हूँ। एक तो ये जो पैरामीटर्स है डेवलपमेंट का, उसको हम कैसे बदलें? प्रति व्यक्ति विद्युत खपत, प्रति व्यक्ति पानी का उपयोग, प्रति व्यक्ति कागज का खपत, ये जो बढ़ते हुए क्रम में है और इसको हम लोग डेवलपमेंट का मानक मानते हैं, क्या उसको बदला जा सकता है? दूसरी बात, विजय जी ने जो कही है मैं बहुत सहमत नहीं हूं, क्योंकि नेशनल बाउंड्रीज को केवल हम एक जियो फिजिकल बाउंड्रीज के रूप में नहीं मानते। हमारा सारा जो नेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट है वो जियो कॉन्सेप्ट है और इस नाते मुझे लगता है कि हिंदुस्तान यदि कोई दृष्टि विकसित कर सकता है सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के लिए तो पूरे उसका ग्लोबल इम्पैक्ट होगा। ये 2-3 विषय है, मुझे लगता है ये सवाल मौजूद भी है।
मैंने तो आपकी प्रेरणा से वसुधैव कुटुंबकम कहना शुरू किया, आप डिसोन कर रहे हैं मुझे।
I'm Shubha from Citizen News Service, and I think I'm one of the most uninformed people in this room. We have had a very good presentation from all, Ashish, you including, and it's not a question but an observation. You dwelt upon 2 points, public apathy and education system. I have been a teacher myself, and I feel that is the place we need to tap, where very often you talk of the highest marks, and how do you get the highest marks leads to cheating in exams. You talked of public apathy. Even in the case of the movement against anti-corruption, everybody came out on the roads, but more so because it was very fashionable at that time. At least I saw that. It was fashionable to have the Anna cap, and all those students who may be having fake degrees over cheating in exams, they were out in support of anti-corruption, and they were not. So that is one thing. And then there was a meeting in Lucknow. There was one principal who asked, it was against anti-corruption, and he just asked the students, will you promise not to cheat on the sports field and in your examination? That is the contribution you can make to have a corruption-free India. So I feel that students have to be really tough, because that is when we go out of this room, how do we bring about even a small change in our attitudes, in our being aware outside of our homes? When I have been talking to students, very often they say they are at variance with what is being told in school and what they are seeing at home. And sometimes it's the parents who need more of a mentoring. Students are very well aware, but they say we are at crossroads, we do not know what is right and what is wrong. Because what is told at home is totally at variance. You tell us, to be honest, we find there are 2 ACs running without being connected to the power supply. I'm giving a very small example of these things. But I think that builds upon the whole national psyche, and what do we do, or what does the common person, do we need to do all these things? Good enough, on paper and theory. How do we translate into action in our own very, very small spheres of life? Thank you.
I am from Family Planning Association of India. See, look at the paradox of India today. One of the constitutional bodies, that is CAG, asking right to information from the government for getting the certain facts from the government. It is really a paradox that we are facing. Why it is happening? Because in a democratic, we call it as democratic India. We for 80 or 85% of the population, it is not a democratic country today. They do not know what is the exact meaning of democracy. Even 82%. This is not my Isam, or a lot of people have measured it actually. 82% of the population even today do not know the meaning of, exact meaning of democracy, and what is the rights to be asked from the government. In such a country, how are we going to change the situation so fast? There was, like CS said, actually, given some good example. There was a lot of white cap, Anna cap, and all of things we have seen in the last year actually. But that was a very good tempo we have created. We could not make the sustainability of that tempo. Where we failed actually. Even at that time, CSO asked some kind of rights in the governance actually. Ministers, like a lot of people asked, no, we can't give that rights to the CSO. As a member of the Family Planning Association, I asked a question to a big bureaucrat person in Planning Commission. Why are you not giving the rights to, why don't you consider the rights as human rights, health rights as human rights? You know what is the answer he has given me? He is a joint secretary level person. He said, if I give you health as a right, human rights to you today, you will make 1,000 cases in the Supreme Court and High Court actually. I cannot meet that demand from you. That is the reason I cannot give you health as a rights, human rights. This is situation. That means even today, even our own IAS boss, the joint secretary level people cannot understand what is the meaning of actual rights and democracy. What we can expect from the people. We cannot, from the government also we cannot expect. So somewhere we have to discuss and thrash out how fast we can spread the word, actual meaning of democracy and rights to the people, and make a change of this situation today. We have already done more than 68 of independence, we say. But how can we change the situation tomorrow? That is the thinking we have to do now. Thank you.
Any other quick burning question? Okay, so 1 and 2, that's it, and then one.
I'm Pradeep Sharma from Chhattisgarh. One of my observations since morning discussions, which are very good discussions, that in sustainable development, we're talking from since 2000 to 2015. But we're not taking into account that how we have sustained in last 5,000 years. Like one of the things is that family farming, small farming. We're sustaining from last 5,000 years. And what are the values which sustained us for so long time? And I don't think that this is included in that discussion. I think one of the main reasons needed to identify that how our society sustained with such kind of small interventions on occupations and family value systems.
Thank you so much. I will not take too much of the time. I totally agree with the discussions which has happened so far. Just wanted to flag that we really need to start talking more about governance and electoral politics as well. Because all what we are talking here and all what we really want, and we have been working for so many years and we really want to commit our future years in this work, they definitely is directly connected to the governance and political structure in the country. And just wanted to flag some issues. For example, the maximum election spending limit has been raised from 25 lakhs to 70 lakhs. So like, making money as relevant as possible in electoral politics. For example, making election commission with more teeth, so that people are forced to do more door-to-door campaigning, etc. And reducing the election maximum spending limit from not increasing. Over the last 2 years, it has increased from 25 lakhs to 70 lakhs. So and which of course is directly connected to corruption, as Shobha said that, pointed out that corruption is not just about economic corruption. And I think all of us in the room will agree that there are many more corrupt things happening, including in terms of environment, health, and justice. When you talk of corruption, it's not just economic. So we need to talk more about, we need to recognize the role of governance and in political reforms as well, which are very, very important, I feel. Thanks.
Okay, that's quite a large set of very, very interesting points, so I'll try and be very brief. संध्या जी, आपका जो point था about the ratio of forest, etc. I think one of the points I had mentioned was about the land use plan. There has been talk about having or needing to have a land use plan. It's never happened. We did 10 years back. We did an exercise as part of the biodiversity strategy and action plan process of actually trying to get a number of people to say, okay, what would suppose, for instance, you had to have a thoughts on a national land use plan, how much forest, how much wetlands, how much agriculture, etc., etc. There were some very interesting ideas that came up there. We also did a much more detailed exercise of doing that for some specific parts of the country. I totally agree that we need something like that. The only thing is that I don't think we can do it top down. It's not something that somebody sitting in the planning commission or whatever, some Ministry of Environment or whatever can do. It has to come from a bottom-up consultative process in which every settlement is actually doing its own land use planning firstly, and then those are being aggregated into larger levels than finally at the level of the country. If we are able to do that, then I think the kind of knowledge both from local communities and from others that would be put together would provide us an answer which otherwise is very difficult to say how much of the land should be forest, how much should be wetlands. It's very difficult. We have a 33% forest cover target, which is completely arbitrary. There's no reasoning behind it at all. But the National Agricultural Commission many decades back said 33% forest cover. We have been arguing, and in fact this came into the national, the Greening of India mission report, that if at all 33% is sacrosanct for some reason, it should be 33% natural ecosystems coverage, which then includes grasslands, it includes wetlands, it includes, so because why only forest? Problem with 33% forest is that then you get the forest department going and planting trees where trees should not be, like in grasslands or at wetlands, and that creates huge problems. So, but this process would create something like a national land and water use plan, which would meet what you're saying. Can NGOs occupy and regenerate degraded lands? I would hope not. I think degraded lands need to be and are being regenerated by thousands of communities across India.
Well, I meant that.
Right. So no, absolutely what you're saying is right. But the problem there is that there isn't adequate support, public support by public, I mean governmental support and even support from us for what they're doing. So what tends to happen is that the money is going, for instance, there's a CAMPA, so-called CAMPA fund, nothing to do with Campa Cola. It's compensatory afforestation, whatever, fund in the government, which is currently some 20,000 or 30,000 crores, I don't know, huge amount of money. That's now going into this kind of regeneration, but it's going to joint forest management committees, which are actually still under the yoke of the forest department. They're not necessarily community led. That money is not going into where communities are now setting up institutions under the Forest Rights Act, where they are total, the Gram Sabha is completely in control. It should actually be going there, which could then help them to do more of the regeneration. But it is true, even satellite imagery actually shows enormous areas of regeneration by communities in many parts of India. आपका नाम मैं नहीं ले पाया.
चंद्रशेखर साहब.
अच्छा, चंद्रशेखर जी,
मंत्री के कृषि मंत्री.
छत्तीसगढ़ जी. अब नाम आप बोले उसके बाद पहचाने. डेवलपमेंट का मानक, आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं. एक मैंने जो मुद्दा उठाया था कि ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट या जो अभी तक हम डेवलपमेंट के इंडिकेटर्स या मानक मान रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल गलत है. या जितना ज़्यादा कंजम्पशन हो, जितना बड़ा घर हो या जितनी गाड़ियाँ हो, वो सब गलत इंडिकेटर्स हैं. इंडिकेटर्स होने चाहिए कि हमारे पास शुद्ध हवा है या नहीं, पर कैपिटल हर व्यक्ति को शुद्ध हवा, शुद्ध पानी, पौष्टिक भोजन, ये सब मिल रहा है या नहीं मिल रहा है. Those should be the indicators truly of well-being or development. And unfortunately, we don't use those as indicators. Happiness, social relationships. आपने परिवार की बात की, परिवार के टूटने की बात की, पारिवारिक कितने परिवार कितने strong है, सदृढ़ हैं. Those are the sorts of indicators that should be there. And unfortunately, that's not the case. So we should be under this. Using this opportunity, we should be pushing our government to saying, shift away from gross domestic product, per capita income, material growth as being the parameters or the indicators, and shift into these much more meaningful. Really, as human beings, what is it that we need? That's what should be the parameters. So, say क्या nationalism का जो है वो मेरे ख्याल से आप lunch पे you can discuss it, but frankly, चंद्रशेखर जी, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि भारत की अभी जो सीमाएं हैं वो एक जियो कल्चरल यूनिट है. आपको भी उतना ही इतिहास का मालूम होगा, मुझसे भी ज़्यादा मालूम होगा कि जैसे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को जब हमने काफ़ी सारा नॉर्थ ईस्ट को जब हमने सच में कह रहा हूँ मैं, हमने पकड़ के अपने उसमें ले लिया. There was a lot of resistance. Nagaland never wanted to be part of India, etc. Many other such places. तो उसको हम जियो कल्चरल बाउंड्रीज में उसको सबको हम संभाल लेते हैं, वो उसमें प्रॉब्लम है. और आजकल की भाषा में तो पूरा का साउथ ईस्ट एशिया भी उस जियो कल्चरल बाउंड्री में आ रहा है, as per what our government is, some people in government are trying to tell us. So I think this is a little bit problematic, but it's a discussion, it's a long discussion and debate, and we can maybe over lunch continue it. Shobha ji, education system change, I mean, these were comments you made, I totally agree. How do we act in our own sphere? I think there's a lot of things we can do in our own personal lives or professional lives, which we unfortunately don't. For instance, why do we need this? I mean, we can all carry bottles. This is a very small example. Actually, it's not a very small example, by the way. Bottled water is one of the biggest scams in the country today. And certainly, at least in meetings like this, sorry, this is not to blame the organizers. It happens to me also very often. But, so this is an example. There are many others where we can. But I think being able to inculcate some of these values and issues and questions in the children now, wherever we're dealing with children, ours, others, is absolutely crucial. And that also relates to this thing of let's make the change fast. It's not going to be fast. We're dealing with, first of all, 1,000 years of some kinds of traditional inequalities like caste, which Vijayji pointed to. We're dealing with very deep-rooted beliefs in a certain model of development and growth and materialism, which is none of these, and we're dealing with a so-called system of democracy which is 100 years old, which I don't even think is democracy, but we call it democracy. None of this will change overnight. But if we do these kinds of dialogues, and if we actually start telling our children the truth, what we think is the truth, rather than what our textbooks are telling them, we might see in a generation change. My own hope is that within the next 2 or 3 generations, we will see massive changes as people realize the kind of crisis we're getting into. But ये overnight नहीं होने वाला है. And certainly with democracy, I think Sridharan ji, आपका point, I can't see it happening fast. I know we're all in a hurry. I know there's impatience, and I know there are crises, and I know there's urgency. But I frankly don't think कि अगर हम लोगों को अपने आप में confidence, capacity लानी है कि हम अपनी जिंदगी को handle कर सकते हैं. We do not want to depend on a central government to handle our lives. It's a change that will take time. But people have done it, and this is what I wanted to say. that when actually settlements, when communities do that, we need to celebrate and understand how that has happened. So when a Meghalaya, for instance, जिसका मैंने quotation आपको दिया, when it declares 30 years back that in its village, every decision that is taken, whether it's by a government department or by one of its own members, can only happen through the entire Gram Sabha. It's something we need to go and understand and celebrate and see, okay, how can we use as lessons from that somewhere else? And slowly, these are things that are beginning to happen, but it's going to be slow. I don't think it's going to be fast. Pradeep ji, traditions and values from the past, I again completely agree. I think there's a lot of sustainability built into हमारी जिंदगी में तो था ही. मेरे माँ और पिता sustainability शब्द भी शायद नहीं बोलते होंगे. Environment तो नई चीज थी उन दिनों में, लेकिन वो करते ही थे. मतलब every single thing in the house was used, reused, जब तक कि मतलब एक कमी खत्म ना हो जाए तब तक हम लोग उसका इस्तेमाल करते थे without talking about recycling. वो तो नया शब्द है. So I think a lot of those values are either still there or have to be brought back. Only slight condition I would put there is that does not mean a wholesale revival of tradition, because as we know there's also a lot of problems in our traditional systems, right? Especially with inequalities and so on. So, but otherwise completely. And the last point about electoral politics and governance. Yeah, I agree. I think making elections far cleaner and so on and more accountable is absolutely, and they are now than they used to be 30 years back because of the fact that there is an election commission. Again, my only additional point there would be that I think that by itself will be far from adequate. I actually think, and I wrote an article which I can send you, is, I think I said that in the beginning, how do you make national elections less consequential or inconsequential? If we eventually really believe in direct democracy, where each one of us in our neighborhoods, in our village, in our town neighborhoods, whatever, is actually taking the decisions that matter to us and influencing the larger level decisions also through that kind of grassroots process, then we will actually see electoral politics changing dramatically. Because signals are going to be coming from the grassroots, not only from corporations and from big people and dynasties and so on. So I think that's the change in governance and political systems, including in electoral systems, is where I would say we need to move far more to that, and not only in financial or the money that they're going, which is important, but that's not the only. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think it gives us the perfect kind of background, and both the presentation and the discussion, including the questions, kind of actually it's cleansing our mind and giving us ideas as we kind of go into the post-lunch session. And we also have tomorrow when we want to discuss these issues and work together in greater detail and more specific areas, of focus. So Ajay, when do we come back from lunch? It's now 10 to 2, 10 or 12 minutes to 2.
It's quarter to 2, maybe 2:20,
2:30, I think 2:30 was our time by the program, so 2:30, let's stick to 2:30, right? Okay, so we come back at 2:30 for the kind of more specific loop.